I just stuck a bull. This bull has been sounding gnarly, nasty. On my right, there's two bulls fighting. I can see them going, their bodies moving back and forth between the trees. And then all of a sudden I hear this. There's another bull right there. Walking through those aspens.
I shot him. You didn't hear that?
No. We both just shot the same bull.
I shot him first.
He shot him first. Oh my gosh. What a heck of a pursuit, dude. All freaking day.
When your buddy calls you, says you got a buck down. And what does he got? A buck down.
Look what I found.
What a sweet coos, man. Opening day, heck yeah. Way to go, Steve.
Built mountain tough, Scree Gear offers hunters the highest quality clothing for affordable prices. With patterns designed by military concealment specialists, Scree Gear brings you closer to the game without being detected. With every climate in mind, Scree Gear hosts a huge selection of clothing for all the terrains of North America and beyond. Check out Scree Gear today at www.screegear.com. Use promo code BowhuntingAZ for 15% off your first order.
National Automotive Repair is a locally owned and operated auto repair shop in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona. Jake McLaughlin and his team operate their business with a foundation of honesty, quality, and integrity. From routine oil changes to larger mechanical repairs, National Automotive can solve your issues and have you back in operation. The shop is located right off of I-17 and Thunderbird off Sweetwater Avenue, or call Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 at 602-978-3278. Arizona Archery Club is a premier partner with Bowhunting AZ. When it comes to attention to detail and a fiery passion, Arizona Archery Club brings it all to the table. With all the latest bows and archery equipment, you can demo every single model in person free of charge in their multiple demo rooms. Walk through the process with an experienced bow tech and see which bow is right for you without the sales pressure. Their indoor archery range offers air-conditioned lanes where you can shoot out to 40 yards. Take this awesome opportunity to hone in your accuracy and technique. When you visit, be sure to mention that you're a listener to the Bowhunting AZ podcast. Let's all support local. Real estate agents, are you looking to make your listing stand out? Arizona Listing Media has been transforming real estate listings since 2013 with their 5-star Google-rated services. Arizona Listing Media offers stunning photography, captivating drone footage, immersive 3D tours, and engaging video reels to showcase your properties at their very best. Are you ready to elevate your marketing game? Visit ArizonaListingMedia.com and book your session today. Let's make your next listing unforgettable. Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Bowhunting AZ podcast. This episode is taking the leap from curiosity to camo, Devin and John's first hunt. We already did part 1 last week where we kind of got to know the hunters a little bit and asked them some questions, just what they kind of their expectations were going into it, what day they thought they would tag out, and kind of the backstory of just how they ended up making the leap into hunting and being willing to come out and do this. And today it's going to be part 2. We're going to be diving deeper into kind of just the hunt preparation and the overall mindset of it. So we've got John. What's up, John? Welcome back.
What's up?
Hey! We've got my wife, Devin. Devin, what's up?
What's up? Hi.
Oh, wait. Oh. So yeah, just to kind of recap briefly, setting the stage for this week's episode. The last one we kind of talked about just getting to know you guys, what drew you to hunting, what the expectations were for your first hunt, and then the backstory of both you guys and how you made the leap into it. And so in this episode now, we're going to go ahead and talk about kind of preparing for the hunt. Going to talk a little bit about gear and equipment, what success means to you guys, and then fear, excitement, and goals. All right. Oh, hey, you good there?
Got nervous. Sorry.
She has. So the wife has explicitly said that she is very awkward on this podcast, and I'll tee this up. If anybody out there is a massive Disney fan as well and wants to start a Disney podcast with my wife, there's just a like several $1,000 recording setup just sitting here. If somebody wants to do what did I came up with one, something about mom, something.
Yeah, but that was for reading.
Well, yeah. So I was like, you could talk about reading, you could talk about Disney, you could talk about anything mom related, which would be a massive
awkward
market.
enough for me. I just make my own channel and everyone's gonna watch me try to be super awkward.
We'll try to watch you being not awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about preparing for the hunt. Both you guys, like what were the steps that you have taken to prepare for the first hunt, and kind of cover the following, whether it's like physical preparation. Have you guys done anything physically to kind of prepare for this? What about, and also like mental preparation? Like how are you kind of gearing up mentally for the experience? And just talk about anything basically like hunting related that you've done to prepare for this, whether it's watching videos, reading articles, you know, what's kind of shaped your overall expectations of this whole thing?
Living with you.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the only thing I've really prepped is shooting.
Yep.
And I'm a really good shot, so there's that.
Okay.
I'm really cocky about it.
Okay. Do you feel like you've picked stuff up along the way? Like if I were to throw you literally tomorrow into the field and say, there's a deer right there, shoot it. Would you know where to shoot it? Where on the body do you put the crosshairs?
Oh, yeah, right behind the shoulder blade.
Good job.
I don't know where I thought you were going with that.
Yeah.
I got very confused.
If there's no antlers, do you pull the trigger?
No,
Okay.
you don't shoot girls
Okay.
because they could have babies.
If the tail, if it's got a white butt with a tail that looks like it's been dipped in black ink and looks like it's a paintbrush, do you shoot that animal?
What are we hunting?
Goose deer, white tails.
No.
Good job. That's a mule deer.
Yeah.
You pass.
I just didn't know we were hunting to answer the question.
I'm over here shaking my head.
John's like,
giving all the answers.
I just didn't actually know what I was hunting to know the answer to that
Okay.
question at the moment.
So you've picked stuff up along the way, and then on top of that, you've been doing a little bit of practice with shooting and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. John?
Like I said, kind of last episode, I hurt my knee. So I was actually very excited where I think 3 weeks ago, my orthopedic doctor said, it's just a minor tear that you're all right.
Honestly, man, I was worried when after I had seen you walking around and limping, and I was like, dude, I don't know if he's going to be able to hunt.
I mean, I've walked with a limp since July. So it was getting to the point where I was like, dang it, am I going to be able to do this? Mm-hmm. So giving kind of a cleaner bill of health and then, wearing my brace consistently, like it's like, all right, now that's just been me trying to walk normal, really. Sure. And that was a big step for me to know that I'm okay. And like I said, talking to my stepdad and stuff, he was like, are you going to be able to handle the terrain? And, how's your knee and this and that. So, being able to be ready for that and, just walking more and more, taking the dogs out and then, and shooting, going out there by myself and just kind of learning how to, sight the gun in and how to do all that without, hey, watch a YouTube video. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so, that was very fulfilling, I guess might be a good word. 'Cause I didn't know how to do it. So sure. Just going out there and doing it, that really showed a lot. Like, okay, I'm ready for this.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I think at one point I had told you walk 2 miles every day.
Yeah.
Just start getting ready. And then you had kind of always done that anyways. You guys already do family walks and all that and whatnot. So that was no problem. I think too, I'm going to kind of, how do I say this? I'm going to kind of protect you guys a little bit in the sense of I'm not going to do some insane, I'm not going to take you on some insanely hard hunt where it's holy crap, I never want to do that again. You know, like,
Baby steps.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it depends too on if it's, if it's Monday and we haven't seen a deer and I'm like, hey, there's a spot over here that we can go get to, but it's 3 miles. Do you guys want to do it? It's up to you guys. Like, if you want to do it, cool. Like, I'm used to doing 12, 13, 14 mile days. That's no problem. But it just depends on like where you guys feel that you're at. And that's going to be fun to watch you guys kind of gauge like, all right, I want this more than I care about my physical soreness at the end of the day. That's fun too, as a hunter to watch develop. Is like your knee might really start to hurt, but you're like, I don't care.
Right.
And so like I watched my dad do that. My dad had a late rifle elk tag and he had PRP in both of his knees because he's had terrible knees, but he refuses to get surgery. And so I watched him fall like 3 or 4 times. And finally his PRP kind of actually kicked in a little bit. And he finished his hunt really strong and we killed a bull elk and packed it out and it was great. But he was just like, I don't care about the pain. Like I'll worry about the knees later. Yeah, exactly. And so it's like at that point you're out there. Might as well just do it. So it's fun to kind of watch that evolve and see where like I call it like a level of gur. Like you'll find a new level of gur, basically. Like, all right, I can push through this. And that's why I know Devin and I have had that conversation where it's like, I found out I could push that I had no idea.
Yeah.
I could push through. But it's just fun to arrive at that. Let's talk about gear and equipment a little bit. So what new gear or equipment are you guys excited for to kind of try out for your first hunt? And do you feel like you're familiar with some of the equipment? Like, have you seen me doing it? Have you seen it on the wall? Have you seen other people using it before? Kind of talked about that stuff.
I think going out and scouting the area with you was really helpful to see kind of what the expectations are, or what I should be doing when we go on the hunt. So, to me, that adds a whole level of like, education.
Okay.
And that way, okay, am I glassing it? I mean, there's not a right or wrong way to do it, but am I doing this correctly? What am I looking for? And, you already gave me some tips on that. And then, when we went to the range last week and we used that small little tripod, I think that's going to be kind of a game changer almost. So we could be more steady and have more of an opportunity to make sure that we hit our mark.
Heck yeah. The bog pod.
Yeah.
Shot. Yeah. I picked the second one up today. So now we've got 2.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
you each have your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like tonight you and I went over the bino harnesses. I was like, hey, do you want to carry a pistol? And you're like, yeah. I was like, cool. This is the bino harness that has the pistol holster underneath. You've got 10s, 12s, 15s. What bino do you like the best? We can throw them on a tripod for you.
Yeah.
In large, I think we're still going to have a lot of tutorials when we're out there. Like I'll go more in depth with you of how to glass, what to look for and things like that. But I think it'll happen really fast. Honestly, like I can sit here and tell you all day what to do, but if I'm sitting next to you and showing you, it just works so much better, especially hunting. The biggest thing I would say that we'll really work on is how to walk each other into something. And I mean that like visually. So if I go, okay, I've got a deer over here under a tree. I need you to look for the perfect Christmas tree that's dark green with a little bit of sun coming across the top. Go 2 trees down to there and to the left. And that's where like Jake and I have that down pat. I can walk him in within a matter of seconds to something. And it's just figuring out each other's language and how our brains tick of how I can walk you guys into something. Because everyone thinks of things differently. My dad's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Where? There's nothing there. Like, what tree? And I'm like,
there's 25 Christmas trees.
Yeah. Him and I are not on that same wavelength. And it's very frustrating sometimes trying to walk him into something. But I think when you're starting out and you're very fresh, like I can teach you my lingo. And so then like you and I can hit a stride a lot faster, basically. Because I'm teaching you like what I say and do and how it goes to guide you into that. Does that make sense? And then, so we talked about bino harnesses. We talked about the bog pods, guns. You're using a Savage 308. How do you like that? Has it been shooting okay for you? I mean,
I've only shot that gun.
Well, no, you've shot before. You shot an AR?
I shot an AR and then handguns. So
Sure.
hunting rifle, I tried Jake's gun.
Yeah.
That one time
Okay.
on the range. And, I know talking with you and kind of knowing, hey, if you're sighted in on this gun, or if we're both going to use the same gun, like to me, it made more sense to stick with one and then get good.
Yeah. And by the way, on the fly, do you want me to add that dial? Remember how Devin's scope has the thing?
Oh, no.
Do you want me to put
I'm
that
okay
on?
with that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case, as a precaution, I am going to bring my rifle as a backup. God forbid somebody hits a scope, the scope's off. Then we've got another rifle ready to go.
Okay.
Mine has a hell of a lot more kick, but you just need one shot. So, but yeah, anyways. So you've shot Jake has built a Savage 6.5 Ultralight. It's basically a custom build. He tore down completely replaced the chassis and all this everything. You've never shot guns ever.
I saw a pistol.
That's true. Yeah, you shot my 45.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
But you were good. Remember, we played the
I'm a great shot.
We
I told
played
you.
the battleship. So we've got to do this sometime, John. We'll take the girls out and go shooting, but it's a target and it's battleship. And then you play and you try and hit the different battleship things and take each other's ships out first.
Oh, that'd be
It
cool.
makes it fun.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to go do that sometime with the girls. I think that'd be a cool date night kind of thing maybe or something. But so you had shot the 45 before, which is a pistol. You hadn't shot any sort of rifle really that I'm aware of. And you shot the 6.5. What happened the first time you went out and shot the 6.5?
I cried. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Cried like a big baby.
We went to Ben Avery, and I think it was kind of a combination.
Terrifying.
I don't think it was just necessarily shooting that rifle. I think it was a combination of all the other people that were around you.
Yeah, there's too many people around me with guns.
So you got all these different guns going off, and a lot of people use muzzle brakes, which shoots the percussion sideways, which hits the person next to you inevitably. So it's like, I think I told both you guys at some point, I was like, all these shots that are going off right now, that's not happening when you're out hunting. Like it's dead quiet.
Correct.
You're going to be out there and there's nothing that is going to disturb you. You'll be super focused, and you just kind of need to put yourself in like a Zen state of mind and just tunnel vision on that animal. And then it's a lot easier than what the shooting range is like. How do you feel on the gun now though?
Good.
Good.
I shot a teeny tiny little thing.
If anyone's ever been to the Ben Avery steel range, there's that coyote at what,
28?
328 or something.
Yeah.
And she absolutely nailed that little 3-inch.
No, the
Plate.
one I nailed, the tiny one was 421. Give me my props.
So no, you nailed the coyote too, but then you shot that the farther left. I think it's a 4
blue?
or 6
Yeah, the
inch.
blue one.
421.
At 421.
Yep, and then
You
I
drilled
shot the
that
green one. That was further. I don't know that one.
5
I was
something.
more excited about the blue
550
one.
something. Yeah, everybody you hit the 5 something
Yeah.
too. How does that feel? Like, did you ever think you'd be able to shoot 500 something yards and drill a target like that?
I mean, no,
I know I didn't.
I didn't think I would shoot guns as much as I had.
I remember the first time I shot 500 something yards and just drilled it. I was like, holy crap. That felt good.
Yeah. I can actually do this.
I mean, that's probably because you're a big golfer. That's probably comparable to like making par for your first time. You're like, holy crap. Like,
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah, no, it was a good feeling just to know, okay, when we're hunting, we need to hit that target in a certain spot. So if we can't do it here, how are we going to do it there?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Well, it's because like you do so much just to get an opportunity and to see an animal and to have it in your scope. And then you've got to do the final thing, which is connect.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot just goes into getting to the opportunity to shoot. That's why I'll go on a hunt and I'll have opportunities to shoot. I'm just happy if I get there. And if I, miss the shot or if something happens or whatever, it's kind of stings a little bit. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm like, dang, we still almost had him. Like you do still walk away with a little bit of a sense of accomplishment. Like I got darn close. That's why like my last elk hunt that I didn't tag out on, I was kind of like, meh, like sucks I didn't come home with something, but like I had 3 or 4 times where I was full draw on an elk and it was like, that's a good hunt. At least I didn't see nothing,
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of our gear and equipment. John's going to use the 308. Devin's going to use the 6.5. Hunting gear. How about, well, we're going to find out camo. So we're plug for my sponsor, Scree Gear. We've got some camo. We've got some camo landing tomorrow that John's going to come in clutch and grab on his way up. You've got a new pack coming in, the new Scree pack that's going to come in. So we'll do more about that later. John's going to use the Sitka framed pack, which is really nice, especially when you put a meat load on it. I think that pack is packed out at least 2 elk and probably 3 deer. But it's super comfy. It just, no. You'll see everything's custom fit to you, kind of like these bino harnesses. Like we're going to adjust it to your torso. Same thing for the pack. We're going to adjust that whole thing to your torso. And so
it'll be a part of me.
Honestly, yes, that's the best way to describe it is like when you're going out there and you put an animal in that, you could be carrying 100 pounds, but it feels like it's a part of you because the way it sits and like all that stuff. So that's really cool. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think in terms of gear. Knives. We'll figure out some knives and stuff. Like what?
Well, we will.
Yes.
Look, I said I just wouldn't gut the deer.
You're not
And I tried to, what did I do? Try to skin it at that old house. And he said, don't cut yourself. And then he blinked and I cut myself.
So I had shot a deer and I shot a deer and I brought the torso home and she was like, oh, I can do this. She's like, I want to try. Let me try. And I give her my Havalon, which is, it's like a surgical scalpel blade. Yeah. And actually I've got one here. They're super, super sharp. So this is the Havalon right here. And they just, so you replace these blades and she's like, oh, I can do it. I should give it to me. I was like, all right, be careful. It's really sharp. Don't cut yourself. And as soon as she like went in, she ding, hit her finger. I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
But it'll be
There's
fun.
that. I just don't want to gut it.
Okay.
Sounds gross.
You had said that I'll gut it. And then after that, you'll cut the meat. Like
I want to try to do that. Yeah. I said I would try to gut it.
Because you've been around me processing.
Yeah. So cutting that doesn't bother me, but I have a feeling the smell of gutting it is a different story.
Okay. John?
But I said I would try maybe.
Where are you at with that? Do you want me to gut it for you?
Oh, and I want to try to do as much as I can.
Oh no, John has to do it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'll never let him live it down.
Hey, John.
I mean, I remember one of the first times we met, you were processing.
Yeah, you're right.
On my kitchen counter?
On the kitchen counter at the old house.
Yeah.
And
what a way to meet a guy.
I was like, what the heck's this guy
Where
doing?
am I taking my daughter to? What is happening?
Are we really dropping Kendall off here? Those have eyes. What?
Right?
I'm pretty sure that's when he had the deer hanging from the tree in the backyard too.
That might have been that deer, yeah. It's very possible.
Well, I didn't see back in the backyard.
Oh, we didn't let you back there?
Yeah, you didn't let anybody back there.
It could have been a Texas trip though too, just when I had a bunch of animals. I don't know.
But I'm looking forward to that, to kind of processing the meat. And I mean, I might be jumping ahead, but like seeing what was that Memorial Day when we had the barbecue? Yeah. Those steaks were bomb. Yeah. And Jenna wasn't here because she had her work trip.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm like, dude, those steaks are so good.
And Coues deer's, I think, one of the better meats. I would rank it right up there with Axis. It's pretty darn close. It's very tender. It's like super dark purple. I think it's one of the best introductory meats to give somebody because it's just, there's no game taste really. They're very tender and it's just a very pleasant experience to be like, this is something other than what you're used to.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to help you process it and all that stuff. I've got the meat grinder, the vacuum sealer. We're going to do all that. So I'm excited because that's cool. That's where, other than the hunt itself, I would say processing an animal with somebody is where you really bond because you're like, all right, let's start at 10 a.m. We're going to be done at like 7 or 8 for a Coues deer in the evening. And we're going to hang out. We're going to have music all day. We're going to eat some food along the way. We're just going to sit there and talk and banter the entire time. And it's like, you really get to spend quality time with somebody. The kids can come over, put meat in the grinder and like a burger. And it's just fun. Like everybody can be involved. And then you're like, additionally, you're forever attached to every single piece of food that comes out of that animal. So it's like a lot went into that.
Yeah.
and it's cool. Let's talk a little bit about what success means to you guys. So we kind of touched in the last episode, like, what are your standards? Like, there's a hunting saying that says like, if it's brown, it's down, meaning as long as there's some sort of antlers sticking out, you're going to shoot it. Or, you know, I want to go for something more mature. Obviously we want something bigger, right? Bigger means more meat. Bigger means it's older. It's just kind of cooler to shoot something bigger. But do you consider it a successful hunt from the experience? Or is it more just about like learning the new skills, harvesting an animal, enjoying the outdoors? Like, what does that mean?
I think right now I would say it'll be successful if I get something, just because I think I'm putting more pressure on myself than I should.
Okay.
Well, you need meat.
Exactly.
We're
See?
low. Yeah.
So, because if I don't get one and John does, John's going to have to lose his deer and donate it to me. So there's that.
What happened to your deer? I don't know. I got to the miller's house. It was gone.
It was all gone. Dog's got it.
Dude, it got back up and walked away. It was the weirdest thing.
It's like when everyone says that you went and caught a deer.
You caught it? Yeah. Then you released it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Catch and release.
I tell people that all the time.
Just like fishing.
When I have a non-hunter that says, "Oh, did you catch anything?" I'm like, "No, it was too little. I put it back."
Yeah. So I don't know. I would say as of right now that I just expect to get something, but like I said, I think I'm harder on myself because of you. I'm just not sure why I'm convinced you're going to be really disappointed in me if I don't get something.
Make me sound terrible.
No, it's just
You're an ass.
look at all the animals on your wall. I'm just saying, like, I'm really hard on myself because I really want to like make you proud, I guess.
You're married to him already.
Yeah, I need to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I want to keep it that way, John. All right. But I'm sure once I'm out there just doing it and maybe getting over the cold would be a good success for me.
Yeah. My number one concern, honestly, is keeping you warm. Yeah. Like, fortunately, I've got all the puffy stuff, the ptarmigan down, like all those things. So I'm really not worried about keeping you warm. I think you'll be fine.
That's his goal because he knows I'm really not nice when I'm cold.
And at the end of the day, I might have
Grumpy.
I might have a flask and be like, just take a shot.
I will not.
Well, Jake and I will. So
It's not going to do anything for me.
John, kind of, what do you think about the whole experience and all that stuff?
This might sound like cliche or whatnot, but I think I've already won.
Okay.
You know,
It was cliche.
There's a lot of things that are cliche. Though,
are we going to mute her mic right now?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. John and I already pick on each other. So
That's not it.
look, he doesn't even know what he's doing.
I just need her to. I need her to talk and then not.
I'm sitting right next to you, though. John and I already pick on each other as it is, so this is just adding to it.
But no, getting a tag is something that I never thought I would do. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's a win already. So, we talked about, you know, just listen to country music and being under a tree, and you know, that's all just icing on the cake. So just being able to get out there with good people, and it's already a win in my book. Everything else is going to be whatever's extra.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I put in the notes right here, and I was dead serious when I wrote it. I was dead serious when you and I were driving home the other day listening to music. I put Almost Home song. There's going to be a time out there where we're going to be out there in the middle of the day, just laying under the shade of a tree, and that song's going to pop up in your head. There's been so many times, especially on my elk hunt, I was laying in the shade, the cool breeze was blowing. I was like, dude, I don't care about anything right now. I don't care about bills. I don't care about work. I don't care about any problems that I'm going through at the moment. And that song popped into my head. I was like, dude, I'm almost home. Like, I'm laying under this oak tree in the shade, and just like nothing matters right now. And so that song really does ring out to me sometimes, and you'll have that moment out there. I guarantee it.
I know. How crazy was that we heard it on the way home?
Yep. Yeah. That was the day we went scouting.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you'll be laying under there. And like, I had talked to you a little bit about like certain trees that smell good.
Yeah.
I grabbed the juniper and like scrunched it in my hand or whatever. And I was like, smell this. Like, the moment I step out of my truck, I can tell exactly like what territory I am in. Am I in juniper country? Am I in pine country? Like, and you'll familiarize yourself with that over time. One of my favorite things to do is, it's funny. Have you seen Gladiator?
Yeah.
You know how every time before he goes into battle, he grabs the dirt and rubs it in his hands? I'm not intentionally copying that movie, but But when I go out there, I will do that and grab the juniper, scrunch it up and smell it. And I'm like, like I'm here.
I'm
okay.
home.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with the pines. Like if there's like these, blue spruces and other stuff up there or whatever that you scrunch up and you just smell that like pine smell. And you're like, oh, that's the best smell ever. You'll kind of start to identify those different things with these places that you go. So yeah, it's kind of fun. And I guarantee every time you drive north now and past this spot,
Oh yeah.
you'll look at it different forever, which is really cool too. You're like, hey, I know that. Like I did things there. So it's really cool. Fears, excitements, and goals. All right. What fears or anxieties do you kind of have going into the hunt? And then on the inversion of that, what it's the most excited thing like that you're most excited about?
Well, I think I already said mine. So
Yeah.
I just feel like we're circling back a little bit.
Just
so
feel under pressure.
right now? Yes.
Is that what?
This moment?
No,
Oh, we'll guess right now also.
for the hunt.
Yeah, my fears are being very cold and that's causing me to be grumpy and not want to be there. But I'm hoping it's not going to be as cold as my mind feels like it's going to be.
Okay.
And then just
It's going to be cold. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be cold.
I will be bringing my comforter on our hike. And
Hey, if I have to put a blanket around you while you're sitting, I'll bring that freaking buffalo rug.
the thing is so heavy.
It's so warm.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess just the fear would be the cold and then just not getting anything and being disappointed. And I'm just excited to try it with you because it's something that you enjoy doing. So I'm excited to try it and hopefully enjoy it the way you do so we can do it together more instead of you forcing me and tricking me into it.
John?
John feels the same way.
I was forced into that. No.
Yes.
He made us all put in a deer tag.
Blink twice if you need help.
I'm just excited to be a part of something I've never done before. So that to me is I get to experience something whole new, which is cool. I'm not fearless, but I don't really have any fears, you know. If I don't get anything, like, okay, whatever. But I had an experience. Once again, it's about the experience that I've never had of this experience. So
Sure.
I'm just looking forward to doing something that I've never done before.
Okay.
And I'm very confident with shooting the gun. And I went when we scouted. I went through the terrain a little bit. So you know, not knowing what that's going to be, that's already not there anymore.
Yeah.
So that was huge, you know, and so there's not a lot of fear. I mean, if my daughters are scared that there's going to be a bunch of bears out there, you know,
There is a mountain lion.
we know that for a fact.
That's why I asked you. I said, do you want a pistol?
Yes. So like, you know, and like I said, when we were out there, you know, you think of hunting and you're like, oh, we're in these trees and there's just animals everywhere, and it's not.
Watching you.
So yeah, my fear, there's not really, it's more of just an excitement of being able to do something completely out of my element.
Yeah. Heck yeah. If there's a coyote.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. John coming in clutch.
Yes.
Like, here's the thing, guys. I just don't want to start getting trigger happy and then I can't hunt anymore.
I mean, I want to shoot the ones behind my house. Come on.
That's true. Yeah.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I would say that I actually am excited to hang out with like you guys and John, even John. Because his wife's one of my best friends. And so we just pick on each other all the time. So I know it's going to be fun. But like, I've never had a chance to just really hang out with John.
We've never been around guns together, though.
We were around guns at the range. And I'm a good shot. So I know you're going to leave me
That's
alone.
a controlled environment.
So here's the thing. John likes to pick on me. And now he knows I'm a good shot. So he'll probably back off a little bit.
So here's the ultimate question. Do you think we could ever get Jenna out for a hunt?
Yes. I can get Jenna out there.
No.
Yes.
She doesn't have the patience.
Now
You
John
don't
and...
think so?
Yeah, well, she can land fish with me. So I think between John and I, one of us can get her out there. Push her in a...
Okay.
I'll promise her a TJ Maxx trip afterwards.
We can hunt.
If it was
but
only that easy.
There's got to be a TJ Maxx in a 30-mile radius.
Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna go take my break over there.
She likes more action. Like,
Whoa, hey John.
hey there,
This is supposed to be
family
a-
friendly show.
Yeah. Family friendly.
No, she
Good
like
for you, bud.
We've tried. I'm trying to get her to golf, and she's like, no.
Well, that's because golfing's lame.
No, it's not.
But
Jenna and I apparently agree.
Have you been golfing with us?
You don't really golf though. You just try to aim for things. John golfs.
I mean, that's fair. I aim for everything but the hole.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like, hey, there's a house over here. There's a car over here. There's this over here.
I think that if John and I both come back with something, both of us, she'll
It'll be a
like,
miracle. I was kidding.
she'll be like, oh, look, there's actually stuff out there.
she might.
And I'll
if
try it.
If we both come back with something, I think.
Or I think we
That
could at least get her to go
perspective.
on a hike with us.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then
no,
if she
she loves
happens
to
to have a
hike.
tag, she'll shoot it.
She likes to hike.
I know, but
You
we
may
can
take her scouting.
But like we could go. I mean, if we went.
Oh, yeah.
Saw like we
we're
were
going
talking
in January.
About, yeah.
We go. I'd be like, hey, we're going on a day long hunt in January.
Hike a day long.
Happens to be in the middle of deer
Yeah.
season.
Didn't it snow last January?
Snowed on me every year.
Yes,
Well, you
cold.
can't say where I hunt. You're not supposed to say.
I don't even know where you hunt, to be honest. Someone asked me today where my hunt was. I was like, I have no clue. So you don't have to worry about me giving away any secrets.
Except for right there where you just said it. But that's okay.
Way to go,
It's a
Devin.
big area. Well, it's a big area, so no one knows. Plus, you can just cut it out. Just be like,
I'll cut
dead
it.
space.
Edit that part right there. Yeah.
It's
Look,
gone.
you want me to talk on the podcast or not?
That's okay. I'm trying to think what else there is. It's kind of cool that you guys are both, I don't know if you realize this, or maybe in the long run you will, but that you guys are both participating in conservation, which is cool. So do you guys understand how hunting and conservation works? Are you familiar with the Pittman-Robertson Act or anything like that?
Not at all.
Okay, so you've gone and bought bullets at Cabela's, right?
Correct.
Okay. So every time you go and buy bullets, a percentage of that, it's an excise tax, gets taken off the purchase of that and goes into the Pittman-Robertson Act, which directly supports all the wildlife, the game and fishes across America. And so every time anybody buys any sort of like hunting equipment, guns, bows, ammunition, anything like that, that's all under the Pittman-Robertson Act. And all a percentage of that all goes to fund these wildlife biologists and wildlife agencies which manage the game. And they all, their job, especially the biologists, is they literally go out there and they basically like more or less live out there and count the herds. And they say, okay, we've got 10,000 elk. We can kill 500 this year or something. Those numbers, I'm just figuratively speaking, but like they tell us how much we can and cannot hunt so that the populations continue to grow and expand. And so like you are actively participating in that. And the American model of conservation is the only successful conservation model. And then other places in the world mimic that model. So back in the day, like elk and pronghorn and these other species were almost extinct. Have you seen like some of American history where there's like piles of dead animals?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So like buffalo were almost wiped off the face of the earth because market hunting, they were just killing them left and right because they were so populated back in the day and there was no management. And so Teddy Roosevelt was the president that was a massive hunter and helped create and found like our national parks and like the American model of conservation and these other things. And so he realized like, hey, we've got something precious here that we need to preserve. We need to manage it properly. And so he helped set the foundation for all these things. And so now as hunters, when we go out and we buy our licenses, our tags, like I said, all the other things, the gear, the ammo, the guns, like all that stuff, all of that collectively funnels up into this act and this like account basically that more or less fuels our wardens, our biologists, like all this stuff. So it's cool. You're taking and you're playing a role in preserving hunting for yourself and for future generations too, which I think is honestly dope.
Yeah, no,
more or
it's really
less.
cool.
So, yeah. So like when you told me today that Jaden was like, hey, I think I might be interested in putting in for a hunt. I'm like, cool. All the money that I've ever spent has enabled her to be like, I'm kind of interested in trying this. So that's neat. makes it happen for other future generations too, or other people's kids too. Even if it's not my own, other people's kids want to get into it. I'm pumped to see other people's kids be like, I want to try this.
Well, you got 3. You're bound to get one of them into it.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe John, maybe Kendall. I could see Kendall going out.
Kendall would.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Kendall would. She's like, let's go.
Shoot
Kill
something.
something.
Let's go mess them up.
Let's go.
My daughter's a sweetheart. Don't get me wrong.
You're like, I just have to put this out there that she is not a psychopath.
So to kind of take where you guys are at right now, do you have any other words of advice or encouragement for other interested or first-time hunters who might be listening or feel apprehensive about trying the whole thing?
I mean, I would just say do it. You won't know if you actually like it until you try it. Because I don't know if I'm going to like it just because I'm married to you. I could hate it. I like to eat the food, but I could go out there and be like, this is awful and boring and slow, like Jenna thinks, which is on the last try when you took me out, I was so bored, but I had fun with you, so it was okay. But as far as like actually hunting, I could end up hating it, but I won't know until I try it.
I said it multiple times throughout the podcast. It was just
Experience.
you were listening. I thought usually it just goes in when I
I have to be present in this, so.
But yeah, just having the experience, like there's not a lot of times where you can experience things that you don't know anything about or whatnot. So just kind of go with it and like, all right, awesome. And then if you do, like Devin said, if you enjoy it, great. If you don't, at least you know.
Sure.
But if you don't know, like you don't know. And so, having my buddy say, you haven't done anything Arizonian. Yeah. And it's like, okay, what's going to hurt if I don't like it? Okay. If I do like it, I could go buy a gun. I could do this, that. If I don't, I invested time. Okay.
Sure. Yep. Wasn't time wasted though either.
Correct. It was, I invested time, but I got to spend time with
Me.
Steven. That's what he was going to say.
That was a very long.
You need to learn your buttons.
A long pause. Like,
To let him fool you, I am John's favorite.
but yeah, I get to spend time with, some great people, and
Heck yeah.
that's something that you don't get to experience all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Crap, I had something really good I was going to add to that, and it just, there it goes.
I love
welcome.
you. I love you too.
My favorite thing too is honestly to share in a lot of the food. Like everybody's going to contribute some sort of dish in this or something like that. And there's like all these, like eventually you'll find staple dishes of a hunt camp that you're like, hey, when's the last time we had this or something? Like for our elk camp, it's Snickers ice cream bars. And it's every time there's a Snickers ice cream bar, I immediately flash back to elk camp. And so when I came home the other day from elk camp, she had bought a huge thing of Snickers ice cream bars from like Costco or Sam's Club.
Sam's Club.
Okay. And I sent a picture to the guys and they're all like, hey, like everyone knew immediately.
Back.
Yeah. It was like immediately just took you back. And it's these little like funny things that like throw a massive amount of camaraderie into just some, insignificant item really, but it's kind of cool. So yeah, well, thank you guys for sharing your thoughts and kind of being vulnerable and talking about like what it's like as a first timer, especially Devin. Thank you. John's like, yeah.
John better watch out.
He's getting that side eye.
I know, we're sleeping in the same place.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped to watch you guys kind of like transform a little bit and just seeing how you guys each kind of deal with everything out there and stuff. And yeah, I apologize ahead of time if I see a lion and take your rifle.
You're not shooting a lion in front of me.
Absolutely.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm actually
cool.
getting a tag tomorrow.
But you're
Are
not
you?
shooting it in front of
Dude,
me.
you need
Yeah,
to.
he said it was $15 or
I'm
something.
dead serious.
Yeah.
Go to Walmart.
I
You
should have got
guys
it.
just give me a heads up so I don't have to watch you kill a kitty cat.
Okay, cool. I'll grab your rifle and be like, babe.
It's a
turn around.
predator.
Hide your eyes. Avert your eyes. I got that bandana. I could blindfold you if you want me to.
That sounds awful. I do not want to be blindfolded on a mountain. Thanks, though. Appreciate it.
As you take a walk down there, I'll watch Devin. Don't worry.
Yeah, she's good. Okay. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna do my best to film this whole thing. My pie in the sky goal is there's a thing called the Western Hunter Film Festival that you can submit a film and try and win. That turkey got 5th place in the festival year before last for the hunt that I filmed for that. So I'm going to do my best to try and get your guys' experience on that again, just because I think it's a cool perspective to film and show. So I'm going to try and do that. I'm excited to see you guys. I'm going to try and push you at certain points too. Like I said, I'm not going to do anything crazy, but like at a certain point, I'm going to be like, you're going to be like, no, I'm cold. I don't feel like doing this right now.
I'm already cold.
I'll be like, yeah, but let's go to that ridge over there. There might be another deer. And then John's like, oh, my knee hurts. I'm like, yeah, we got one more in us. Let's go one more. Come on. You do have a knee brace, you said?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say I've got a really good one too. I can bring. I'll bring that.
I'm not that old, listeners.
Might need to bring a crutch, wheelchair.
Just because I'm the
Just a
oldest out of the
push.
friend group. Come on.
You're pretty up there.
You are. I'm right behind you though.
No, you're not.
Adam.
I will be on Saturday.
Adam next.
Yeah, you're still got a little bit to
But
go.
Adam's not hunting, so
Yeah.
He said friend group though.
yeah.
Oh, is the friend group not here now? It's just us. We're the friend group.
Yeah, we're the immediate group right
Oh.
now.
Is it the trust tree?
Yeah, this is the
I just want to let everyone
Say
know.
whatever you want.
I thought it was
Go ahead, Devin. Say whatever you want.
I just
We're in the
know
trust
that
tree.
we're the just. I thought it was for the
when, when everyone else in the group hears this, I just want to know everyone to know I didn't sign off on that. So I still love everybody.
Oh, if she thinks that
Awkward.
she's shocked now, just can't wait till we
Shocked by
get out
what?
there on the mountain.
Shocked by what? John being old? I'm not shocked.
Just the goofballs that me and Jake are, and John will definitely fall right in place with the rest.
Oh, I'm just chopped liver. It's fine. I'll just.
We'll see if he can.
Have you
handle
not?
it.
You should know this by now.
It's gonna be a long weekend.
Yep.
Can't wait.
I can't
It's
wait.
just gonna. This video he's gonna take. This video is just gonna be them just roasting me the entire time. That's all it's
Definitely
gonna be.
winning first place.
Whole time.
Going back to like the 90s humor.
Right. Let's go. She doesn't know about that. She was born.
Oh,
in
yeah.
I
That's
was. You were 2 years older than me. You don't remember anything either. John though, he's up there.
Oh, cool. I'm excited to do a follow-up episode with you guys. We'll post hunt, or at some point we'll do like a follow-up episode. We'll do a 2-parter again, and I'll ask you a bunch of questions, just kind of like this. We can see what happened, how things went. Don't be yawning. What are you doing?
So late.
No. I
I
am
gotta get used
excited.
to it. We got to get up early.
Yeah.
It's not early right now. It's late.
You know what she told me? She's always been like, I'm a non-napper.
I
And
don't
was
nap.
like,
I'm gonna read.
I'm a non-napper. She naps every day when
I
the
don't
kids
nap.
nap.
I never nap. I don't like naps.
I'm going to ask Chloe. Chloe.
well, watch for the segment in the film where she's snoring under a tree somewhere.
I will say if we go back
And then don't
somewhere,
nap. I don't nap.
I will. I don't know. From this episode.
if we go back
Hold on, let me hear
and
you
we
say
lay
it.
It'll have a
down
little counter.
somewhere. See, you see how I'm just being picked on already? If I go back and I lay down in a nice warm bed, I might nap, but I'm not going to nap under a tree. I'll just read my Kindle.
Just sit.
I got
That's
look. I
the
got a
dub right
book.
there.
Just
I'm not going to nap
sitting
under a tree.
here.
I'll just read my Kindle.
I need to finish these books. All right. I got books to read. I got things to catch up on.
All right.
I don't trust any of you to fall asleep, anyways.
Oh, we screw with each other. all the
Exactly.
time.
Yeah. So no, you're screwing with me right now. So I will.
I'll show
pass.
you a cool little hat trick that you can use to shield your face while you're sleeping.
All you have to do is move the hat.
She wakes up with a beard.
All you have to do is move the hat. I don't trust any of you. I'm gonna stay home
No, you're not.
where it's warm.
Well, then if
Devin,
you do,
you need to bring the meat home.
I know.
come on now. Or I will identify as Devin.
I think that's okay.
Apparently,
Till the
these
end of the
days it
year,
is. I
right?
don't know.
Until the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still January. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm excited. You guys ready?
Yeah.
We head out tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Woot, woot.
All right, guys. Thank you again for listening to this episode of the Bowhunting AZ podcast. We'll catch you on the other side of the hunt.
Bye.
See ya. Thank you so much for listening to the Bowhunting AZ podcast. Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast and smash those 5 stars on iTunes or Spotify and leave a little review at the bottom. It'll really help us out. For our short films, go subscribe over on YouTube. Just search Bowhunting AZ. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Bowhunting AZ. Good luck to everyone this season. Thank you again for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode.